Hi, I'm Greta.
And I'm Claudia. Welcome to Knitters and Critters, where we talk about Belle's House and the Laudna Crusade.
Woohoo! So obviously we're going to be covering 35, 36,
36.
37, and 38. So it's been a while since you've seen us. Thank you for hanging with us through our little hiatus. But we thought it made more sense to cover this whole mini arc at once rather than break it down.
Yeah.
But we got to start with the return to Whitestone. How excited were you to see all of the not Mighty Nine, Vox Machina? It's going to be an interesting episode.
And the children.
Oh my god.
Little
Gwen. Oh, she's so precious.
Yes.
I loved that little hint that maybe Percy has grown a little bit after all, and like he's a real boy now.
Right.
At least around Gwen.
And I'm very glad that Matt decided to play the he said if any of the previous campaign characters show up in campaign 3, he would be the one doing the voices, because we had that confrontation between Ashton and Percy.
Oh my god.
And I'm
all
like,
I could think was, don't cross the streams!
Right? Yeah. Where Ashton, who's the original fuckboy, decides that Percy's a fuckboy, and he's like after him, and Percy's like, there's nothing you have that I could possibly want.
Yeah. Could you imagine how much longer that would have taken if Taliesin was doing both voices?
Yeah, that would
have been like an entire episode of them sniping at each other.
It would not be okay.
Oh man, yeah. But good old Pike Trickfoot still in Whitestone doing her thing.
Oh, she's baking, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right.
It seems good for her.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about the whole astral projection into, I guess, whatever hellscape that Delilah had devised?
So basically you had to take care of your thread.
Oh my god, fresh cut grass has a soul.
Oh.
We all knew it, but now at least it's been confirmed for them, so that they can't say anymore that they're not like a real person.
Yeah, that era is over.
Yeah.
That was really freaky.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of got out of a couple of fights kind of by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah. And it was really interesting, as they went through, obviously they were going through different parts of Laudna's backstory. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, but is she Laudna or is she Matilda? Like, what is this? Yeah. When she came back, why did she take the name Laudna? Because it seemed like that was her mother's name. Because at one point, and correct me in the comments if I'm misremembering, but I thought that the creature pretending to be her father had referred to Laudna's mother as Laudna.
I miss that.
Yeah.
She's not unlike me. So I think Laudna, from now on, to borrow a phrase, will identify as Laudna.
Yeah.
That's who she is now. That's who she is in this group. And I think that's who she wants to be. A little different than before. She's very, very, like Miss Chatty Cathy is very quiet now.
Yeah. And Marisha had mentioned in the last Four-Sided Dive that should Laudna be resurrected, she wanted it to be impactful and to have a lasting effect on her, which I think totally makes sense. I hope that she doesn't completely lose the little spark that made Laudna so special to begin with, though. Because she was such a great character.
I think she will, maintain the core Laudna characteristics. But, this is a lot to go through.
Yeah.
This is a lot to process. And I think that is, probably what she is right now. Just kind of, when you've gone through something and you find yourself just kind of like staring at the table and everybody's kind of around you doing things and you're like just half an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, things like that happen.
Yeah.
So
oh, poor Laudna. Hopefully she shakes it out.
Yeah.
Do you think Delilah's really gone?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that before, and obviously no.
She just seems like too good of a villain to have gone down. Not necessarily easily. Mm-hmm. But if you think about it, the Belltells are still pretty low level, and Delilah's been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't see her meeting her final end from, like, a group of...
Level 7.
Level 7. Trash pandas at the Belltells
right?
are.
Yeah. No.
But yes, I'm very happy that Laudna came back. I love that she came back on the Halloween episode. It seems like the most aggressively Laudna thing Marisha could ever do with this character. So I'm all for that.
Yes.
But there were consequences for them jetting off away from Drusar to bring back dear Laudna. It's finally happened. Daddy Esteros has met his end.
Daddy went bye-bye. Let's have some
a
sweets.
A sweet in his honor.
In his honor.
Poor Daddy Esteros.
Yeah.
He was so good
to them.
So good to them.
Yeah. And he sent his assistant away. Mm-hmm. So she's okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And he left them an airship. That's going to be so clutch for them. You know,
yes.
For the next year to be able to drive around in this airship.
Yeah.
Because obviously everything in Marquette seems like it's pretty spread out.
Yeah. It's going to save a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. So do you think they're going to get their, proverbial shit together and, like, report his death to anyone? Or are they just going to, like, leave him there? Because they don't want to be
keep
tied
sending
to the crime.
corpses to Whitestone. We have another old man.
We have an airship, so we just thought we'd send this to. He was Bertrand's best friend. He would really
FedEx Air
to be buried.
They'd want to be together. They would want that. I'm sure you have room.
Yes.
We just saw where you live.
Right.
There's
know. Room for another dead guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Ugh. But that was interesting, the dream sequence that Imogen had. And luckily Letters was able to come with her this time and kind of like... I felt like Letters being there let Imogen be a little bit more... like just less afraid. Mm-hmm. And like look at the dreamscape a little bit more critically than she had in the past.
Yeah. Not so driven by fear.
Yeah, so I loved that.
Yeah.
And what do you think was... At one point, Imogen said, "We're on Ruidus, bitch." Do you think that was right?
I think so. I mean, this is where this is going, isn't it?
It feels like it.
Yeah. This whole Spelljammer thing, I need to start looking that up.
I know.
I think it's going to be a big part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is getting bonkers.
What do you think is next for the Bell Cells?
Oh, it seems like they're really going to be on that collision course with Odahan Thul. I feel like they're not going to let Estros's death go unanswered. It seems like they still have about a month until the solstice. So I hope they spend that month doing a little bit more research to figure out what is really happening rather than just going in guns blazing. So maybe a trip to...
Gilmore's Glorious Game. More NPCs.
Yes, more
please,
NPCs.
More.
We need someone to replace Esteros now. But maybe they'll go to that school. I can't remember the name of it, but the place that has been conducting all the research into Ruidusborn people. That might be a good stop for them. And now that they have the airship, it'll really... It would make a journey like that possible, whereas I don't think it would have been possible otherwise.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think? Any theories?
My theories are always wrong. So I mean, I swear to God, if we got my kid here, he would figure everything out. He would figure like all of Matt's plans from now on until like 3 years from now. The end of he is so good at that. And yeah. Unfortunately, you don't get my kid. So.
Sorry. You'll just have to settle with putting your theories in the comments because I want to know all of them. It took me like 28 episodes to finally guess that Esteros would die, but I did it.
Someone's gonna die. Big Daddy.
Some people
you
just
manifested
have a gift.
it.
I did.
You manifested.
I spoke it into the universe enough times.
His death, and I may never forgive you for that. I'm just saying, this is just cruel and unusual. She likes to kill off old man.
I feel like we had this conversation after you read The Frozen Crown.
No Greta for old man.
If you're a DILF, beware.
Yes. Those are.
And on that note, that's the end of our episode. As always, please leave comments below. We really do love chatting with you all. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it.
Until next time, no more dads.
Yeah.